Since I renamed the podcast Undressed with Matt Haycox, this is the first guest to take things quite as literally as it was maybe not intended, but I like it. Welcome to the show, Stephanie Herela.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm very pleased to be here and happy to be in a bikini in your show.
You're making me feel very overdressed, but I've been eating and drinking heavy for 4 or 5 days.
No, we are perfect to go to the beach. We are in Marbella, so
I just don't want to show. I don't want to show my dad bod.
I think you're gonna be good without or with it. No worry about it.
Well, listen, for the people watching this on the video version, they might not be surprised, but if you're listening to the audio version of this, you may not realise that Stephanie's here in a bikini because we are about to talk OnlyFans and all things OnlyFans. And I think when you say the words OnlyFans, for me, people immediately get one of two emotions or one of two thought processes. It's either pornography, immorality, the bad things, or freedom.
It's the last thing I will do in my life. I heard a girl the other day, I was with my manager, and we said like, oh, we're doing OnlyFans. And she's like, last thing I will do in my life. And I was right there, but like, you get used to that,
But the other thing people think is freedom and entrepreneurship and a way to earn your own money, big money potentially on your own terms. So I guess we're always here to talk about making money on the podcast. We're not here to moralize. No. We're just here to make the big bucks. So looking forward to digging deep and understanding more about it. I've had a few people on the podcast before who've done OnlyFans, but not. These are people who are probably more traditional celebrities who've moved onto OnlyFans as a way to monetize their fan base, but never actually spoken to someone who's, I guess, was not a celebrity before and effectively built an audience, moved that audience to OnlyFans and making a great career out of it.
Well, let me explain a bit about myself. So I was born in Mexico, and I was raised between Bolivia because my mother is Bolivian. Between Bolivia and then my dad is Mexican, but he moved to Las Vegas in the U.S. So I was raised between these two countries. At the age of 13, I started with beauty contests, but this is in Bolivia, very small country. Obviously, I've been always an ambitious woman, and we launched the first erotic comedy that Bolivia saw, and then we also sold it outside of Bolivia, which is every year in New York, like Netflix, HBO, all these TV channels that are very famous, they do like a fair in order to check new content that is available, either movies or TV shows. So they took my movie there and we sold it. And this is an erotic comedy. I play a sexologist, a very empowered sexologist that she understands that we are not monogamous. It means like, I'm not here to be only with one person. I understand that I can be with you, love you and everything, but maybe I saw a really hot guy over there and I want to have something with him, but I'm very honest and I tell my partner, like, I love you, but I want to have sex with him. That's the woman I play in the movie, but she's also very independent and she's a sexologist, so she has a lot of knowledge in the science of sex. So yeah, I actually had already like a small career before it, so people was actually expecting me to like OnlyFans or like do this type of content.
So how long ago was this in the movie?
So the first movie, so we just launched the second movie a month ago, by the way. It's called Mi Prima la Sexóloga. It's in Spanish. It's an erotic comedy, like I said. And the first movie was about 7 years ago. And second movie, we filmed it like a year and a half ago, and we just launched it a month ago. So
from those movies, you'd started to develop an audience anyway. Then you got a following online.
Yeah, and I was also in a TV reality show that is called like worldwide. It's called Dancing with the Stars. It's like when a famous person dances with a dreamer. In the first place, what it got. So it's like dreamers from in my country, was in Bolivia. So dreamers that has a dream, So what you do is like you go and you dance, and every week one couple goes away, and then the last couple, obviously that's dancing, they win. So what they win is money in order to make the dream come through. So that was also a big part of my career in my country. Also, I was in a few beauty contests, but it was always on a bikini. So this is why I'm like very comfy in a bikini or showing skin. For me, it's like, I like it. It's part of my personality, to be honest. Like, some women, they get like, because even in my country, they made like a protest, a big protest where they went to the church. I'm Christian. So they went to the church and they got naked because they say Stephanie Herela is being objectified and she doesn't know. And I was like, I do know. I'm making my own money. It's my body. If I want to show it, that's my issue.
You were practicing Christian now?
Huh?
You were practicing Christian?
Yeah, definitely. Like Christian is very like, it's not like Muslim, because I'm living in Dubai for the past 4 years, you know. Muslim, they have another mentality. Well, Christian, we are way more open. What's your religion, by the way?
I mean, I guess I was brought up with, I say Christian parents. I mean, in England, you're right. Even if you're not religious, you probably default to Christianity. But I mean, I've never been religious.
Okay, I am very religious. I'm a religion person. Believe it or not. It can be funny, but
I think God's looking down, smiling right now.
Very close to God.
He wants to be close to you. So tell me, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Yeah.
How long ago did you start?
Okay, so let me explain you. So like I said, I was a very ambitious woman. So when I was in Bolivia, after I launched the movie, and I was on the reality show, and I was also I was working with big brands as Coca-Cola, Samsung in Bolivia, you know. But it was like a scandalous TV spots, like in bikini, showing a lot of skin, you know, so that sells. Believe it or not, that's what it sells. Because I remember this big company, it's called Codimex, so they hired me to be their image for 1 year. So what we did is like, you know, Mother's Day, Father's Day, there is for each special day of the year, you have to create a TV spot that calls the attention so customers come and buy. So I remember we did, because this is a furniture company, the biggest furniture company in South America, not only in Bolivia, it's actually from Argentina. So when we launched the publicity, we did 2 publicities. One where I'm all dressed up, you know, like a businesswoman, totally covered, talking about the product, very professional. So we launched it. Nothing happened. So then, because most of the furniture is leather, and I don't know if in English it goes, but usually in Spanish, when you say leather, which you say cuero, that's how you say leather in Spanish, it means naked. Okay. So what we did is we did this new publicity completely naked. Obviously not showing, but you can see that I'm naked, you know. It depends with the angle. You see that I'm naked on the furniture, and that was the publicity that hit. So then I was sure, believe it or not, showing more skin sells. Like all of that is what it sells. So what I wanted more. Like I did many things in my country, in Bolivia, so I wanted more. So I moved to the U.S. I went to...
Where in the U.S.?
So my dad lives in Las Vegas, and I have an aunt that she lives in California, Huntington Beach. But then I wanted to go to LA, and then I got myself an agency, an American agency. So I signed a contract with them. So this was like, oh my God, I'm old, by the way. This was 9 years old. So back then, OnlyFans was just starting, you know. So my agency started talking to me like, okay, about OnlyFans, because they see like how sensual I am in front of the camera. But they told me also, why don't you because most of our girls that are working with us, they have their own website, which works exactly as OnlyFans. I said, fine, I'll try it. I was doing very good with them, so I believed them that it was better than OnlyFans,
and
my
you tried
own website.
What, to have your own website?
I opened up, my own website. But it's exactly the same thing as OnlyFans, you know, the same content and how it works and everything. So that's when I really started thinking that OnlyFans was not really my way, you know, it wasn't my best option, because my agency in the US told me that. So I believed them. I was doing good with them, so I believed them. So I started doing my own website. So I have my own website also.
Do you still have that today?
I do. I still have it, but it's not as good as OnlyFans, because now I have both.
And going back 9 years ago, how did you send the traffic to the website?
So I guess it was just like, it was meant to happen. So this was on 2020, at the end of 2019, actually. So I opened it up, and then I started, but I wasn't like comfortable with showing that much. So I was in bikinis or in lingerie, dancing. That was my thing. It was dancing super sexy, wearing like lingerie or bikinis and doing topless. Why? Because in my movie I already did topless, so everyone knew my titties, so it was fine, you know, for me. So then COVID started. So I decided to go for holidays. Back then I was in New York for the last 4 years. I was between New York and LA, you know, going back and forwards. Then I went to Dubai for holidays. And as soon as we landed there, 4 days after, COVID started. So I got locked down over there. So the traffic basically came by itself. Why? Because it was COVID. During COVID, all the online business went double, triple, you know? So that's how I started, honestly. It was just I guess luck, because I didn't really work that much like in bringing traffic like I'm doing right now. Right now I'm doing it in a totally different way. Back then I was just a newbie, you know, like I knew I have some fans and they want to see more skin of me, and like it was doing great though. I was making more than 10K a month, but it was during COVID. So I really didn't put that much of work. I was just like posting on my Instagram, and then they were coming to my website.
So
easy as that.
I was going to ask you, when you first went on OnlyFans, you know, what did your friends say? What did your parents say? But I guess they were already used to you from that space
exactly.
anyway.
That's why I wanted to tell you this before, you know, like when I launched my first erotic movie, it was on all the movie theaters, like national in my country, in Bolivia. And it was the first #1, like top sales on the last 10 years, my movie. This is why we were able to sell it outside of Bolivia, because you never hear movies from Bolivia. Let's be honest, like they don't do that, no. You know, so that's why. And so all my family went when it was the premiere of the movie. Obviously I wanted them to go, but at the same time, I play a sexology and it's an erotic movie. Well, they will see me basically naked.
What did they say? How did they feel about it?
Okay, this was the fun part. When it was the premiere, so I sat there and like, you have to watch the movie with all these people that is invited for the premiere, you know, like all the TV channels or your family from other people. It's just like, so I sat there and I was so nervous. You have no idea. I was like, maybe because I see like couples were coming, like the owner of the movie theater with his wife, my grandfather with my grandmother. It was just so much pressure on me. And then when the movie is finished and they turn on the lights, everyone stand up and they were like, bravo. And I was like, oh my God. So believe it or not, what this movie did is because like I live in a community that is very close-minded, and we were talking about sexologies and like these type of things. You don't talk. When your kid in South America usually asks you about sex, you're like, no, that's bad. And you don't give him any education about it. And the movie was very educational in order for you to protect yourself, use a condom, many things that usually your parents don't tell you, but also how you and your couple can turn on the heat in your relationship when it comes to sex, you know? So it really helps a lot of people, and people love it because the way we touch it, it was like comedy. It's an erotic comedy. So it's like, okay, it's funny, so we don't have to take it that serious. So people love it. And my grandpa, which is the most important man in of course my dad is but my grandpa, I guess I admire him way more. He came and he told me like, you have some balls to do that. And I'm very proud of you. So that was the moment where I feel like, you know what, I'm free. I can be myself and my family like supports me. And I think at the end of the day, that's the only thing that really matters, you know?
So since then, they've never had anything to say about websites, OnlyFans, they don't care?
No, actually, like, well, my dad, you know, before starting OnlyFans, I had to spoke with my dad because my dad, he does an online school. That's what he does. He has an online school. So obviously this is completely different, you know? And he wanted me to manage that. And I said, Dad, I'm going to give it a try. So I gave it a try. I did. I was managing the online school because I study digital marketing, okay? So I was so poor. I feel so bored doing it. Like I felt so miserable. And the money was okay. You know, I was making enough money to but I was so unhappy. So I have to tell my dad, listen, I want to do OnlyFans. And he was like, when you make the same numbers at my online school, and I'm like, okay, if I prove you, are you okay with that? And he's like, yeah, but prove me that you can make the exact amount of money or more. And then I'm okay with that. And at the end of the day, you're my daughter and I will support you.
Can you tell us how much that was at the time? How much was he making?
You're very curious, huh? You like to talk about numbers. I
love talking about money.
It was 5 figures.
Okay.
See, yeah, so it's good.
And how long did it take you to hit that?
3 months.
Okay.
3 months. 3 months, yeah. Yeah.
And then he forgave you. He was happy.
Yeah. I mean, I still have to call him and let him know and show him the number because we made a deal, and I'm still showing him because he wants to papa and slap me and tell me that's not what you're supposed to do. But then he stayed quiet, And no, honestly, I have a really amazing family. It's not the regular and typical family.
Hey, Matt Haycox here with a quick interruption just to say I hope you're liking the show, but please like, subscribe or comment. That's how we can bring you better guests. That's how we can make the show better each week. So please, that's all I ever ask of you. We never charge. We never ask anything else. Just please give us a few moments of your time.
So look, for the people who don't know, I mean, look, I'm sure most people have heard of OnlyFans, but for the people who don't know what it is, or what can be seen on there, what you can get, just give us a little explanation of, I guess, how a fan finds you.
Yeah.
How they pay you, because I think there's like different levels of payment, isn't there? Or like you pay for. I'm pretending I don't know. I'm at home like this every night.
You come and be honest. Please don't make me look like I'm the only one that knows about this.
I've been on there one time. I have.
Of course you have.
There's one person I've been looking at. But so you pay a subscription to have access to somebody, and then when you're inside, you can pay more money for more photos or for more videos and to talk.
Yeah. So it's basically how it works. It's like any other platform. I'm gonna explain it like I'm explaining it to a person that has never go into OnlyFans. It's like Instagram, like Facebook, like TikTok. It works exactly the same. You have to post the content and you have to be consistent. Definitely, that's very important. But in order for them to be able to see the content, they have to subscribe, and this subscription it costs money. So,
and can you pick how much that money is?
So now what I just launched this promotion where my subscription is usually $15 a month.
But that's your choice. Like someone can be $5, someone can be 105.
It goes from $3 to $100.
Okay.
It depends on the creator. It all depends on the creator and what's your strategy. So right now I have this promotion where the first month is for $3 and then the second month is $15 a month. After that, what gives you this $15 a month is like you can access to my hot content, and then we can chat. On the chats, if you want to see a little bit more, then we can talk and we set up a price.
And so that's
like pictures, videos, or
but that's
personalized,
a completely individual,
videos.
Personalized negotiation.
Totally.
Okay. And in terms of the content that you put on there that people have to pay for, I mean, how often do you do new content? It's daily, it's weekly?
2 times a week, or like if I do really good, if I create the content for a week, like I have to, before I was so unorganized with it. Now I'm really learning how to do it like in a way that is more professional. Definitely you have to post once a day, either a picture so your subscriber can see you and they say hi to you, and from there you can start. I will say that it's very psychological because each guy that goes into OnlyFans is looking for a certain thing, So if you feel that need, then you can make a lot of money out of it.
The thing I found, and it's a while ago, genuinely, it's a while ago since I was on OnlyFans. The thing I found strange at the time was that you can't you didn't seem to be able to search for people on OnlyFans, or rather, I had to know I was coming for you. Like there was no like an explorer page.
Yeah, right. I wish
is that still the case?
Yeah, I think so. I wish there was that. Because now you have to have the username in order to go to that page and .
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's strange that they don't do it because it would give them more subscriptions.
They have so much traffic. They have so much people using this that I think it's a good idea. Actually, I hope OnlyFans hears that.
How long does a subscriber tend to stay with you?
Oh, they never leave.
They never leave. They never leave.
Would you leave me? Would you?
Never.
Okay, there you go.
But
yeah, usually they stay. They usually stay. And
I mean, you must get some churn though, yeah.
Excuse me?
I mean, we call it churn, you know, like you must get some people, I don't know, after 3 months or 1 year, or I mean, I presume even a small percentage of people must leave at some point, no?
Yeah, depends. Like, for example, there is people that is looking for, like I said, certain type of content. And like, every creator has their own limits, you know? In OnlyFans, it's not always about, like, in OnlyFans, you will find creators that can push the limits way more. Like, I have my own limits, and every creator has. So sometimes there come certain subscribers that they want to see more. Like, you know, they ask me, I want to see you with a guy having sex. I don't provide that.
Okay. But
then they leave.
You get fully naked on your own?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do. Yeah. I do.
You're making me blush.
You are making me blush.
Come on, you're the OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
What's the craziest or strangest request that you've answer the question 2 ways? The craziest request that you've done, and the craziest request that you won't do.
Okay, let me think about that. Because I have many crazy requests, you know. Good question. So I will say, oh yeah. So like I said, I had my movie, you know, and like, so one of the subscribers, like, he was buying everything. Like, he buys all the content that I send, everything, because not everyone buys all the content. You know, you can send a mass message as a video, and then if they want to open that video, they have to pay, you know, but he was buying all. And then he told me, like, there is one part of your movie, Mi Prima la Sexóloga, the first one, where you are masturbating yourself. I want to see that footage, like, complete, like the whole. And I'm like, that's hard for me, because I need to talk with the production. I need to talk with the producer. I need to talk with the director, because that's not my movie.
Oh, he actually wanted it from the movie?
Yeah, that's
not my movie. I thought you meant
movie.
Recreate it.
No. He wanted from the movie, because I said, like, I can make a video for you. And he's like, no, I want it that footage from the movie. I want that, like the full video. And I was like, that's going to take me a lot, because, like, you know, it's a big company. It's an American company, actually, the producer, you know, and then the director is from Bolivia. So I have to ask, how can I get that? And that's not going to be cheap, you know. And he said, like, I don't mind. And I'm like, okay. And like, he's like, I'm willing to pay even $10,000, but give me the footage, like the video. I'm like, okay, well, let me talk to them and see how they feel about it. So it took me like a week, you know, because you have to send an email, like all these things that you have to do. I had to send an email. They have to get the permit and everything. So, and we have to negotiate also how much they're going to get and how much I'm going to get, you know, because the movie is not mine. I was the main actress, but it's not mine. So I made it possible. So that was like the craziest one, because I'm like, you already seen that. Why you want to pay that much of a money, like, just to see a couple of more minutes, you know? And then the other crazy ones was like, oh my God, it was just actually disgusting, to be honest.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
Come on. Yeah, it was like me with 2 guys, one of the guys sucking my feet, you know, and the other one like having sex with me.
You got my email then?
Huh?
You got my email then?
No, be honest. So yeah, he asked me that. Obviously, I did not do it. You know, I'm like, I don't do sex on OnlyFans. Like, that's my limit, you know. I'm not comfortable with that.
Do you think there'll ever be a day that you do? I used to.
No, I don't think so.
Because I know a few years ago, I used to know a few people who worked in the adult industry, and they'd all say that they had the limit, but then they kind of, I guess, when they
according to how much money and blah.
Yeah, you know, maybe it was like a game plan. Like, I'm not going to do this until, but then after like a year, when the money maybe starts to drain again, it's like, I'll only be solo, then I'll only be girl on girl, then I'll be girl, you know, and it progressed.
I don't think so, to be honest. Because, and why I'm telling you this, because after the movie I made, and then I went to the US, in California, I have several proposals to be part of porn movies, and they were offering me like a lot of money that like back then I never saw that amount of money, and like it tempted me, you know, but then I was like, I'm not able. Not even for that amount of money, you know, like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to make that much of money, but like, I can. I just can.
What about the haters? Do you get a lot of hate?
Oh, I learned to love them.
So, but is the hate from girls or from guys or both? And also, do you get actual hate? I mean, I know it might sound like a silly question, but do you get haters who are actually subscribers? Like, do you get people being rude to you if they're subscribing?
Yeah. They treat me like they subscribe just to tell me bad things and naughty things and like mean things and that, you know. Like,
but listen, if they're paying you to talk shit to you, let them do it, right?
Sure. I'm okay with that.
But you say you learned to love them, but I mean, was that a process learning to love them? Or?
It's been a really long process. Like I said, I even had like this group of women that are they call the feminist group of Bolivia, and I'm a feminist woman, darling. You know, so they made this big protest, and like they even went to court and like everything. You know, like I even have people calling to the country that I was living in, like making like accusations, you know, and they have to open a case. Like I've been through a lot of shit because of my haters, but and somehow I learned in many of the years and in many occasions that people that try to hurt me actually are doing me a favor because they're taking me up, you know. But the process is a bit painful, so I guess I have my family during that process because yes, I've been hurt by my haters. I will not be able to say like, oh no, I don't give a fuck. I do, because they have heard certain things that are like precious for me, you know. So,
but I think if you can desensitize yourself to the hate, which I know is sometimes easier said than done, the reality is that much more people will like you than will hate you. And for every person who has the, let's say balls, or it's probably not right because it's not a brave thing to hate on people, but for everybody who vocalizes their hate, there's tens of thousands more people who don't vocalize their love. And you know, I always say to myself that I don't have enough haters, because if I had more haters, it'd mean more people people would be actually liking me and following me.
I think it's like a wave, you know. Haters, they come like a wave. It's not all the time. Well, that's my experience with my haters. It comes a time, you know, where you become viral, and then some video of you become viral, and then they make a like, and then all the haters come and they repost it. That's great, you know. They are like giving me more promotion and like advertise, but they are making comments that are very like painful, you know, and like hurtful and like all of that. But well, there was one time that I actually had to like put my phone on the side for a couple of days because it was too much hate. They were even texting my dad, my mom, and that's my family, you know. You shouldn't do that, you know. You can throw all the hate to me, but not do that to my mom and my dad, because then they are like, they worry, you know. I'm their kid, believe it or not, you know.
Let's talk about some tactics then, because I'm sure there's lots of girls and guys watching and listening to this who either are on OnlyFans now or want to get on there. What does a day in the life of an OnlyFans creator look like? Because I think people probably just think, oh, I wake up, I take a couple of videos for 10 seconds, and then I go and get on with my day. But from the brief time I've known you, you know, that you treat this like a full-time job. You know, you're up, you have a diary, you get creating. How much time do you spend? How do you drive traffic to the site?
So I have a schedule, definitely. Well, at the beginning I was doing it alone, and then I realized how much work is it, you know, because you have to be in all platforms, and like just me myself, like only on Instagram I have more than 200,000 followers, you know. So for me it was just like replying to all those messages, but also you need to be already, like there's many strategies. So already also TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. There's many platforms that you have to, in order to funnel.
And these are the platforms where you're not taking your clothes off. You're just creating content, showing your daily life, doing all the stuff to build relationship, build rapport with the customer.
Twitter also.
And take them down the funnel journey to hopefully make them a paying customer.
Totally. So as I was doing it, and like I realized it is so much work, then I was like, I need a team, because just me alone is very hard, because you need to create the content, then you need to post, then you need to funnel, and you need to be in at least 6 different platforms, plus OnlyFans, where you have to reply all those messages, you know. So it's actually a lot of work. People think, like my dad, for example, like let's go to my closest, My dad was like, that's so easy. I'm like, no, Dad, believe it or not, it's way more, like I have to put way more effort and work than I do with your online school.
So you actually message every individual fan?
Well, they message me and I reply them. Yes, I do. So
and it's like back and forth. It's like a WhatsApp conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's like opening a WhatsApp. Like, this is my friends that I consider my fan my friends. Management. What it does for me is like it helps me to schedule, to post. I create the content and then I talk to the fans and subscribers, and they help me with all of these platforms that it's just so difficult. Me, to be honest, I'm very good with Instagram. The rest, I'm not really good. I don't know how to manage Instagram, YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, what else? YouTube. There is many platforms. Like, I'm very good at Instagram only, but you have to be able to manage all of the platforms so they will funnel to your OnlyFans,
So, and with the manager, you found them or they found you? How did management come about for you?
This was really hard actually for me. I was looking for it long time ago, because I knew since I started, I was like, I need help. I can't do this by my own. In order to get to the numbers and the profit that I wanted, like I can do it on my own, but I'm just going to be able to make a certain amount of the work and money. So I was like, if I want to grow exponential, I really need a team. So at the beginning, I was looking, but another thing that is very important, if you're a girl and you're listening to me, is like you can't trust anyone, because like for me, what really was like worrying me, it was like, how can I give access to this type of content which is so private for me to just anyone? Are they gonna do good? Are they gonna take care of my image of myself? So this is the hard part. So I was looking for the past like I don't know, a couple of months, in order to have a management. So I went and I look on Google, I look on Instagram, I look in different, and I was texting different girls that I knew they were working with management on OnlyFans. And I was like, oh, I saw you work with this company. Is it good? Is this agency good? So I tried to before getting to the actual management, and they didn't really work out for me, So now I guess it was a coincidence. Today, my management, he texted me actually, and he's like, hey, I saw you are on OnlyFans, and I have an OnlyFans company now, and like, we're doing great. I see you're not really getting the numbers that you should get. And I'm like, I know this person for a long time. So I was like, oh, that's great that you're doing that now, because before we worked together, but me as an influencer, all dressed up, and he was good. He was doing great with that, with the influencer agency, and then he moved to OnlyFans. So for me, it was like, perfect. I love it. Let's work together. Let's try. And it's doing great.
And tell me, I mean, you don't have to tell me the numbers, but tell me life before management to life after management, 10x better, 50% better, and what about your time? Like, for example, were you working 12 hours a day before and making this money, but now you're working 4 hours a day and you're making this money? Yeah.
I will say that I'm working at least 8 hours a day, and I'm not exaggerating. Like,
and you were doing that before as well?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, so you're working more now?
But this is very important to talk about. The first month on OnlyFans, you will always do great because you are the new. You know, everyone wants to see that, but then you have to keep up with the work, and like I wasn't, and so I knew like I needed a team. This is when I'm like, okay, I can see the numbers are like they are just maintaining. The first 3 months they maintained, and then it went a little bit down, and then the next month it went up because I put more work. But I definitely needed a direction because I'm a person that needs a direction, And so numbers are growing gradually. But what I like is like before, like I had like these, like, okay, let's say statistics, I had these go down, go back, go down. But now with the agency, it's growing. All the months are growing like very good. So, but I'm putting way more work on it. But it's like if any girls hears me and they are like they want to do OnlyFans, you have to put the work. You have to put the work, and it's a lot. You have to work on all these platforms that I just mentioned, which are like at least 6. And you have to create different content and also create the content for OnlyFans, and also have the time to connect with each subscriber, you know. So it's a lot of work. It's not like, oh, you're pretty, you have a good body, you're gonna make money. No, baby. You have to put the work.
If you've never done anything, so you're just a hot girl, you don't have much of an Instagram presence, you're just about to go new onto OnlyFans, will a manager still take you on then and work with you from the absolute bottom, or
you know what I have realized actually nowadays? Managements, they are like, you have to make a certain, like at least $10,000 for me to take you, you know, because they don't want to build a girl right now. So you need to have like kind of like a career, you know, and it's not that easy. It takes time. It takes time and a lot of work.
And I mean, I guess, listen, obviously from a business perspective, you know, I always see the benefits of management, of partnerships, of outsourcing things to people who are better at it than me or can help me move further. I think probably too many girls, you know, whether they're on OnlyFans or on Instagram, they probably have a bit of a naive or small-minded attitude to go, well, I don't want to share my money with this person, but they don't realise that, you know, I mean, that they're better off having 50% of something massive than 100% of something tiny.
It depends on your ambition, you know. But like for me, it was like, I have no idea how Reddit works, but I knew Reddit is amazing to get new subscribers. Apart from my base of fans, I was like, I just have my base of fans. Now I want to grow to another, like, you know, I can make this amount right now, and maybe I have to give like a commission. Obviously, you have to give a commission to the management, but then you have a partner that knows how to do, for example, in my case, Reddit, Twitter, I didn't know, but I know how much traffic all these platforms can bring and how much money can bring. So obviously I prefer to share that, but grow exponential, you know, so that's my mindset.
And what's the next step for you? I mean, how exponential do you think this can go?
Well, I have some of my girls that are making crazy money, you know. So obviously, I want to get there. I want to get to 6-7 figures, you know, a month.
A month.
Of course.
Seven figures a month is realistic, yeah.
It can be if you work hard and like consistent for at least 6 months. You can, but you gotta put the work on that.
And what about other monetization opportunities? Because I guess, you know, OnlyFans exists to help take people from Instagram and YouTube and help them make money on OnlyFans. What other things are there in the ecosystem for you to make money with as well?
Well, obviously, when you also as an influencer and as an image, like I have many brands texting me, because when you have so much presence in all the social media, companies start to look at you and they see how many views you're getting. They want to work with you. So that's money on the side besides OnlyFans, you know?
Okay.
So that's also another way of making money.
And will you get into management yourself?
Yeah, that's what I want to do in the future. Because I have many girls, like they text me and they ask me, how do you do it? Obviously, let me first like be pro at it, and then I would love to teach you.
So for anyone listening and watching who does want to reach out, I guess whether that's guys who want to see your boobs or whether it's girls
that want to know how
business
to do
brain, where do they come and find you?
Yeah, on all my social media.
Okay.
My favorite is my Instagram, definitely. So I'll give you my Instagram. You already follow me, I think.
I certainly do. Get my daily dose.
Yeah. And my Instagram, and there you can find an email and everything to contact me. It's Stephanie Herela.
Well, we'll put all the links at the bottom of the podcast and on the website, etc.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure having you here, Stephanie.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much for being my first bikini-clad guest.
No, thank you so much. I had so much fun.
We almost had nowhere to put that microphone.
Yeah, well, it's perfect over here. And it's been my pleasure to be here and talk to you.
Well, listen, I've got no hesitation that you will get those 6 and 7 figures that you're looking for. I love your happy, proactive attitude, and I love the business mentality that you bring to a business that you know, a lot of people shun. So good luck, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Hey, Matt here. Thanks for listening to Stripping Off with Matt Haycox. But did you also know I've got another podcast, No Bollocks with Matt Haycox? Both of these are very different. If you're enjoying the deep dives with the guests that I have every week on Stripping Off, then you're going to love the quick, short business tips, strategies and tactics I give you on No Bollocks. This comes out nearly every day.